We are gonna dance for you, so just hold on 1 second. Okay.
Enjoy. Come here.
There's no need for the screaming. You know that you are my world, but I'm sick and tired.